We're back for episode 2. It looks a little different this time. The first episode, if you haven't seen it yet, it's on YouTube. There's some clips on Instagram at Viral Downtown. Check it out. We had a blast. We were in person in the studio. And for the foreseeable future, unfortunately, we will not be together, but we are still here committed to bringing you content due to schedules, locations, whatnot. The times that we will be able to get together to record might be few and far between, unless you guys start watching the videos, buying the merch, tell your dad to throw us some sponsorship dollars, and then we can all do it full time and we can make content for you all day long. We'd love to do that. But nonetheless, We're back here. Trent Bally, Ryan Collins, myself, Ryan Rabinowitz. Brandon Kaur is the man behind the curtain, our producer, who you do not see on screen, but he is around. So we're rolling it back. Clearly, episode 1 didn't do horribly, or else we wouldn't be here for episode 2. So thank you to all of you who listened, who watched the clips, who downloaded it on Spotify. We are on Spotify as far as streaming is concerned. And this episode will be up on YouTube too in due time. So what's going on, guys? We're back.
Life is good. We just talked last night, so this is kind of funny that we're doing this again right on the screen. I feel like there's nothing to catch up on because we already did, but maybe we should for a new audience.
Yeah, just another day, another 9 to 5 of me just hating my life. But other than that, having a great day.
Another reason
you hating your life. That's great.
Another reason
we need my life, but nothing will wear you down like a 9 to 5 job.
Well, we can start the GoFundMe for the Ryan Collins quit his job fund to come over to the Viral Downtown podcast full time. We can make that happen.
I love my job. Just some days it's just brutal.
Don't incriminate yourself because you don't know if your boss listens.
I'm not trying to get fired, guys. I need to pay my bills.
Company guy. Trent, you for all those people out there that don't know, so Ryan Collins is in Michigan. I am in Michigan. Brandon Kaur is in Michigan, our producer. Trent, you are in Nashville. And we spoke last night, which was a Wednesday night, and you told me that after you and I hung up the phone, Trent FaceTimed me at 11:50 last night. I think something late. We ended up having a great conversation.
10:50 my time, so it wasn't super late for me.
Were you out?
Yeah.
No,
he was about to go. He was about to go out. He FaceTimed me at 10:50, and keep in mind we were talking at whatever. I feel like we were done at 10:30, 10:45. So he FaceTimes me 45 minutes after we're done. I missed it, but I called him back. I was getting ready for bed. I was brushing my teeth, flossing, putting the retainers in, skincare routine, lip mask, all those things. So I'm laying in bed.
Quick sidebar. Do you actually have a skincare routine?
Sometimes.
I'm just curious. I've been trying to get on that grind, and I was just
in the morning. I will one of the benefits of having a girlfriend. Shout out girlfriend. I don't know if she wants me to say her name on this podcast, but you get dialed in with the creams and the lotions and the ice roller. But I do in the morning. I moisturize in the morning. You have to. I get dry skin.
I just don't. I just throw hot water on my face.
Hot water in the morning?
Yeah.
I'm cold water. Wake me up in the morning. Cold water guy. Good for you.
Know.
But Trent FaceTimed me. I FaceTimed him back. And I could tell something was up, and he was drinking. And I'm like, what's going on? We had a great conversation, though. We had a really good conversation, and then you were going out. Did you ever go out?
Didn't make it out, which is probably for the best. That is for the best.
Did you not make it out because you couldn't due to your faculties not being about you, or you just didn't have it in you?
No, I just made the executive decision. I said there's no reason. There's no reason to go do that right now. I'm already feeling good. I'm going to watch a little bit of Big Brother. Great show. So I watched that, and then I went to bed.
How far away are you from Broadway?
10-minute drive.
Do you ever walk it?
No, you can't walk it. You got to take the highway.
You could walk the highway.
Yeah, I guess. And die.
You could walk the highway. I'm sure people will
die.
No, you can take back roads and stuff. It just takes way longer. It's a 10-minute drive. I can see downtown from just outside my neighborhood. I can see the skyline and everything. Yeah, it's great.
That's awesome. I love it.
Thanks for letting everyone know that I was in one last night. That's great.
No, dude, you got to live your life. Drink responsibly, 21 and up. Don't break the law. No, but that's all fine and dandy. Viral Downtown, episode 2. We have a lot to talk about today. As you guys know, we talk everything on this podcast from sports to life to music, pop culture. Whatever you want to talk about, we will talk about. We started last week's episode talking about the NFL season. We will revisit that again today because I don't know if anyone really cares to talk about baseball yet. And everyone's getting the itch for football. So we will revisit the NFL preseason. We will do some preseason awards or predictions for awards. We will talk college football. We will go through our Power 5 conference winners, who we think is going to win the Heisman, the national champion. And then we will move into the side of things where it's, people like my mom that don't watch sports will probably enjoy. We'll talk Barbie. I'll mix in. You guys haven't seen Oppenheimer, which is crazy. I've seen it twice, but we'll throw in some talk about that.
Not my vibe.
Well, hang on. So Rabs has seen Oppenheimer and not Barbie.
Twice.
Collins has seen Barbie.
No, I've seen Barbie. I've seen Barbie.
Oh, okay.
And
well,
Oppenheimer twice.
I've seen zero. None of them.
Unfortunately, you're not a movie guy, Trent?
No, I'm just broke. I would love to. I just
broke. You're about to go out on Broadway last night.
Priorities. That's expensive.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll do
Broadway
that.
Will run the pockets, I'll tell you that.
We'll wrap up the episode talking about one of the more jarring stories, I feel like, as of late, this Michael Oher situation with. We'll get into it, but that situation with him, obviously the star of the Blind Side movie, and then our draft today, not mock draft, Collins. I have taken that off the notes. Our draft, if you didn't listen to last week's draft, it was the, cartoon shows or television shows, kids television shows that we drafted. This week we will be doing fast food. So we will each draft a burger item, a chicken-based item, a French fry, a dessert, and a specialty item. We will go through the draft. We will put the draft results online for you guys to vote on who has the best team, and we'll keep a tally of that as time goes on. So a lot of fun for us today, but let's get into it. Let's talk NFL season. It's August right now, or I should have said we're recording this on August 17th. That's today's date. So it's kind of that weird in-between period where it feels like there's no sports going on besides baseball, but now we have football and it's preseason time. And Collins, I know you have some feelings about how people treat the NFL preseason, so I'll let you cook because this is your. And you guys always get on me for being the old man yelling at clouds, like talking down to millennials and Gen Z and whatnot. But you're old man yelling at clouds on this one.
My whole thing is, I think there's since fantasy football and gambling and how NFL has gone big, I honestly think it's like a thing where it's like they're not even sports fans; they're just NFL fans. I think we've gone to that place in society where people just only care about football, which is fine. I don't mind it, but it's also like the thing where it's like I also don't think they watch. It's one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, did you see the stats he put up? You see this? It's like the NBA fans. Like half the NBA fans, I swear to God, don't watch at all. They just like look at stats and stuff. So
casual.
I don't know. I get annoyed, but I am an old man who yells at the clouds about sports. You know that.
Yeah, what's the best?
At least about sports. It's more like societal. You're like,
yeah, I have more.
It's bad that people take their dog to the restaurant. That's what.
Yeah.
I have just problems.
How dare you bring your kid to the bar? How dare?
Well, I think that's inappropriate. That's child abuse. I do have a lot of problems with the world in general. But as far as preseason football goes, is there any circumstance under which you guys we're all Lions fans. We've made that clear on the last podcast. I didn't even really watch any of the Lions preseason. I feel like there were a couple storylines you could, like Jahmyr Gibbs, like Jameson Williams. You're vehemently shaking your head. No, there's under no circumstances, there a team, a player, anything of that, a storyline that you care to watch anything about the preseason.
Unless like Hard Knocks, if you somehow, because on the NFL Network this time of year, there's just random preseason games going on, and you also don't know if they're being recorded or they're being live. It's like, oh God, I just want to catch a football life here. While I take a nap here on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
And there's a random Panthers, Texans, preseason game, even though they're in the same division. I don't think they would play. Wait, are they? No, they would be a team that would play a preseason game against each other. But, no, just zero scenario. Unless I was following a Hard Knocks then. But again, I don't care. Preseason football is the most irrelevant thing ever. It's fake. It's just fake.
I mean, yeah, I'm glad they cut it down to 3 games. But Rabs, to answer your question, I mean, there's always a couple feel-good stories. Like, again, we're Lions fans, so I'll revert to the whole like Dylan Drummond situation. He was only invited to 1 rookie minicamp. It's the home. He's from Eastern Michigan, so it's the home state. Stuff like that I'll watch and enjoy. But from an X's and O's standpoint, yeah, like Colin said, there's really nothing to look forward to at all. The starters aren't playing. No, I mean, you can the rookies. It's fun to watch the rookies in their first action, and your kicker who wears number 36. That's always fun.
That I can't stand. We could talk about that. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the deal is with these numbers in training camp either. I don't mind. Like, I think it's cool in college when a running like Reggie Bush wore 5 in college as a running back. That's cool. But I don't need to see my kicker wearing number 36 or Teddy Bridgewater, new Lions backup quarterback, shout out, wearing number 50. That's absurd. Some things just don't work. This is where we've come. Then this maybe is a greater commentary on society that there is no more black and white. There's no right and wrong. Everyone can just do whatever they want. And Teddy Bridgewater wearing number 50 should not be allowed. Period. Do anything else.
I love it. I love it.
I'm sure you do. I'm not surprised by that take whatsoever. But I digress. Preseason football is upon us. We did a lot last week, or last episode rather, with who was going to win each division, Super Bowl picks, all that stuff. So again, Viral Downtown on YouTube if you want to go listen back to that, or on Spotify. But for the sake of this episode and keeping on the NFL train, we have some NFL awards to hand out preseason so that we can go look back and either be, wow, was I wrong when the guy I picked for MVP gets hurt in week 3 and doesn't play the rest of the year, or great call by me. I know a lot of things about sports. So for the purposes of today's episode, I want to hear everyone's NFL MVP, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year, Coach of the Year, and then we'll go most overhyped and most underhyped team before we move into college football. So MVP, this is the big one. I feel like, I mean, I don't want to start naming names, but I feel like there's a very, very, like, we're entering territory where, like, I used to make the case that every single year LeBron James should win the MVP in the NBA if it was like a real award. And I think we're getting to that point with a certain someone in this league that I think everyone knows what I'm talking about. But we'll go around the horn. I'll start with you. Who do you have for your MVP pick this year?
Well, so who you're definitely referring to is Patrick Mahomes. I think we're like at that point, like you said, where it's like if you don't pick Patrick Mahomes, you're kind of just being a contrarian. You just want attention. So I'm going to pick someone who's not Patrick Mahomes. I think at this point, Lamar has his. I think it's between Josh Allen and Joe Burrow. I think one of those two guys will get it. I'll say Josh Allen because
Burrow even starting the year.
No, but I mean, he might.
Well, that's kind of an issue, Trent.
Well, what if they go like 15-0?
That was my first pick too, was Burrow, but you really can't miss like a game if you're going to win that award. It's hard.
It's a regular season award.
Yeah. Okay. Josh Allen, final answer. Okay. Josh Allen. Go Bills.
Okay.
Mahomes. Collins. He's the best football player I've ever seen. I think he's the best football player in his prime, at least. I'm not going to say he's had the best career or anything. He's the best football player ever, I think. People want to like, oh, Jim Brown. Mahomes is flat out disgusting. And when he is healthy, he's the best football player ever. So, Mahomes.
And he does it in spite of a really obnoxious wife, and his brother's a mess. So,
again, I don't care about that.
That stuff.
You're off the TikTok, Rabs. Why would you care about that?
No, I don't. There is no one in the world that dislikes Jackson Mahomes the way that I do, and I don't digest.
Why?
Is he in jail?
Again, this is old man you. You can just like tune that out.
Is he in jail?
I have no idea.
You can't do what he did.
No, I'm aware. He might be.
We don't condone that. My MVP pick is Josh Allen and it's by default because Joe Burrow is not going to play a full year. But I agree, Trent. Like, I think the Bills are such a strange team because it always feels like they're loaded and they have like one of the more complete teams in the league, but they just like can't seem to get past the Chiefs when it matters. But nonetheless, like Josh Allen cares almost too much about winning for the sake of Buffalo. And I just think it's like I don't know when it's supposed to be the year that he has his MVP season, because like it's bound to happen. So like, why not just ride it with this one? So that's what I'll take. Let's go Offensive Rookie of the Year now. Trent will love this one, and I believe this wholeheartedly. I have Jahmyr Gibbs, my offensive rookie of the year. I think the Lions are going to utilize him significantly in this offense with a great offensive line, and like once Jamison Williams gets healthy, but they have enough around that offense that you have to respect other components of the game with like Amon-Ra St. Brown. I mean, not that like I don't know between James Mitchell and Sam Laporta, like how big of a threat is your tight end game here? But I really truly feel like Jahmyr Gibbs is going to get the ball enough, and he's got. I mean, he like I think Alvin Kamara, like guys like that, they can put the ball in their hands, get him in space, and let him run wild. I think he's going to get the ball enough to show people that he can play, and his volume will just put him over the edge as far as like being considered for the award. Because you have to be involved in the play. Like that's just the bottom line. So I like Jahmyr Gibbs as my homer pick, but I do believe that too.
I think everything that you said is valid as far as like how the Lions are going to use them, and like you said, to win these awards, you got to put up gaudy numbers. That's just how it works. Right, wrong, and different. So yeah, I could see that happening, but I'm going to pick. I know it's probably super cliche to just pick the first overall pick, but Bryce Young plays in a shitty division, and I think the Panthers are going to win enough games to where like they might be 9-8 and sneak into the playoffs.
They could win the division. They could win that division.
Yeah, and someone's got to win that division, and I just think Bryce. I'm not a Bryce Young doubter. You guys know when the Lions were 1-6, that's who I wanted to pick, and then obviously we know what happened after that. But I'll take Bryce Young.
I'm taking Jackson Smith-Njigba from Seattle. Ooh. He's the third option in that offense. I think they're going to throw the ball a lot. They've had some injuries with their running backs. I know Pete Carroll would say, "Oh, we want to run." I think they're going to be explosive in the passing. I'm not saying Geno Smith's all that great, but I could see Smith-Njigba have a year where he catches like 70 balls and 1,000 yards, and Trent's a good call there with Bryce Young. Like if he plays well, or him or Stroud to have like some sort of good year quarterback, they're probably going to win it. But I'm going a little bit off the board. I mean, last year at Ohio State didn't play at all. And I think it was him just trying to stay healthy and it kind of affected his draft stock because if he would have played last year, I actually think he would have went higher. Yeah. But I think him, and then second, we didn't even talk about Bijan Robinson. He's going to have a massive year. He's going to get more touches than Gibbs because you just look at that Atlanta backfield and what they did with guys who like weren't even that. Like Cordell Patterson had a huge year last year, and he's basically like a wide receiver for Atlanta. So whatever Arthur Smith's doing in that run game, like they'll figure it out with Bijan, and Bijan was nasty at Texas. So he's my second pick, but I like Jackson Smith-Njigba, a little off the board pick. And if you wanted to bet that would probably be good value too.
My nightmare scenario is Jaden Reed for the Packers, just torching us all year. That's my nightmare scenario.
He's not going to get that much PT, but I would love that. Actually, I wouldn't love that. He's on the Packers, but I'd sneak you with it.
Yeah. Love Jaden Reed though. Big Jaden Reed podcast. Defensive player of the year, or defensive rookie of the year, I should say. I love Will Anderson. It was a dream scenario for him to fall to the Lions. Didn't happen. I'm fine with it. But nonetheless, I don't know, man. I think Will Anderson's going to get a real chance to like have eyes on him in that defense because I don't really know what else they have around him in Houston, to be completely honest, on defense. So like, he's going to get to make of this season whatever he wants. I know it's probably, they're not a good team whatsoever. But I think Will Anderson's a hell of an athlete. And I know that his draft stock fell from 2 years ago to this year, but nonetheless, I mean, he still went with he was the top 3 pick, wasn't he? Didn't he go at 3?
Overall, yeah.
Whatever it was, I think he's just a disruptor and a hell of an athlete. So it's like those defensive player of the year things are so hard for me to judge because I don't know what do people value in defensive player of the year? Just like, is it tackles? Is it sacks? Is it just looking good on film? Like, I don't like Sauce Gardner won it last year, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, he's the best cornerback in football. He was awesome.
He had a great year, but I don't know. Like a cornerback winning that award just feels strange to me, but whatever. I'll take Will Anderson. I'll ride it out.
Okay, this is my homer pick, but I wholeheartedly believe it could happen. Jack Campbell, Detroit Lions, because I think the Lions. Here's the thing: I think he'll lead the Lions in tackles. He's going to lead the
You
Lions.
guys are crazy. This is like this is insane.
Oh, okay, I feel like Ravs last year with the alien thing. How is anything I say crazy in a discussion?
Yeah, you're right. Don't
You
let
guys
him
both
put
said
you
the
down.
Lions were going to win the Super Bowl last week. You
Yes,
said
I
that.
did.
Both
I
of you guys
stand
said
by that even a week later, 2 weeks later, whatever it is. I stand by it.
I think Jack Campbell leads the Lions in tackles. I think the Lions are a big storyline this year. I think they're the second seed in the NFC behind the Eagles or Cowboys. Pick your poison out of that division. So, yes, I like Jack Campbell.
I'm gonna go with Jalen Carter for the Eagles, 8th pick. Fell in the draft, most talented guy. He's gonna play on a stacked defensive line. He's not gonna get doubled, and he's gonna cause havoc. He's the most talented guy. If he's able to stay on the straight and narrow, which is a question mark, that's why he dropped in the draft.
Big question mark.
Yeah, but like I have full. I mean, him on the field is a completely. I mean, if you watch Georgia at all the last 2 years, he's an absolute game wrecker. And for the Eagles, like they have guys and stuff that like they have a bunch of guys on the edge. They don't really have that guy inside. So I think he can make a lot of noise and actually make a huge impact. And the Eagles are gonna be fucking awesome this year. So I don't hate him winning that award.
That's fair. I'll allow it. I'm excited to see how he plays because I feel like that's again with the storyline of his off the field issues and stuff, and he's playing on a really good defense. Like I'd like to see it for myself. Coach of the year. Is this? I think this is it for us as far as NFL is concerned. No, we got overhyped and underhyped team. Coach of the year for me. I'm staying in my own backyard with Dan Campbell. I think he could. I mean,
oh my God. I mean, Jesus Christ.
What? What is wrong? What's wrong
This
with
is
that?
fucking unbelievable. I mean,
Okay, well,
who are you gonna Trent? Are you gonna say Dan Campbell too?
Well, of course, but I got another answer I can give.
No, don't.
I'm all set. I mean,
for the sake of parity, look.
I guarantee you who to be the most overhyped team is. You guys are both gonna say the Packers or something.
Jets.
No.
Jay,
I actually think the Jets are going to be really good, dude. Dan Campbell's my pick because the Lions, if the Lions just meet expectations this year, and we all look at this team at the end of the year and go, "Wow, the Lions won 11 games this year." Like,
and hey, if they win the division for the first time since '93, he will 100% be the coach of the year.
Yeah,
yes.
by default,
I would agree.
Yes,
I would agree.
If they win the division, absolutely. But I also think
they might win a division by winning just 10 games.
I think that would still win Coach of the Year. I really do.
I'll allow it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I think the narrative
they could have won last year.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you don't make the playoffs, it's tough to
Sure.
You look at who wins these awards over the years. It's always the team that is like a 1 or 2 seed in their respective conference, and then typically their quarterback like had a great year, something like that. So like I could see John Harbaugh winning it if the Ravens are a juggernaut in that AFC because it's murderer's row over there. See like Sean Payton winning it if the Broncos kind of rise back up and make the playoffs in a really tough division. Like there are narratives everywhere, but I agree with Rabs. Like it's hard not to pick Dan Campbell just because the Lions are favored to win the division, and if they just do that, they'll build a statue for the guy.
Okay.
What do you got?
The hype is. I mean, you guys are gonna be wildly disappointed when they like win 10 games and they don't. Like your expectations are Super Bowl.
10 games is enough.
Okay, I mean, I just want us to win a fucking playoff game. You guys are full on like Soupy's in our future.
I'll take a playoff game for sure.
Exactly. You know what? I'm gonna go Doug Peterson. I think the Jags are gonna be really good this year.
Okay.
I like the roster. I like the addition of Calvin Ridley. I think Trevor Lawrence is a star. I think he was finally trying to put that together at the end of last year. I really like the Jacksonville Jags.
Okay. And see, Trent and I won't give you crap for that one because we're good guys. I'm not going to throw under the bus there.
Well, keep it fair. Full on homer.
Keep it fair. Let's do. We'll roll in most overhyped team and underhyped team together just for the sake of keeping it moving. I will say my most overhyped team, and I just love to pick on the Cowboys, but Collins has the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. I'm not going to believe it until I see it. So I just think that they always seem to find a way. Whether it's Dak getting hurt, I know they don't have Zeke anymore because like that was always an issue. They are a good team. I'll give you that, but I don't know if they're better than Philly. And I just feel like they just have like the Cowboys are like the Maple Leafs in hockey in the way that it just seems like they just always find a way to not really meet expectations ever. My most underhyped team is the Denver Broncos. I would love because I think Russell Wilson to
Are
me
you a
is
Wilson?
almost,
Are you a Russell Wilson guy?
well, look, you know me, I'm a heart hustle effort attitude guy, and that's what
So
Russell
you
Wilson
like
is.
that loser Russell Wilson? That
Well,
phony.
he's
a phony.
But that's why like
You like the high knees on the airplane. You like that?
yes, dude,
Cool.
I
You think that's genuine?
yes, I do.
Okay, then you're a 2-year-old.
Rabs, he ends
Yeah.
every press conference with a rehearsed line. Broncos
Look,
country.
dude,
Let's ride.
dude. Russell Wilson taking a knee when he was hurt and like being in a fake huddle on like that was, you know what I'm talking about, the clip where he was like
I know
in the
exactly
huddle.
what you're
Yes.
talking about. It's
Dude,
a hardo move.
I get what you're saying. I think that Russell Wilson has good intentions. I think he is a bit of a goober, and because of him being a goober makes guys like you upset. That's why I want him to succeed. And that's why I genuinely think with Sean Payton taking over, that was one of the worst coaching jobs ever in any sport by Nathaniel Hackett last year. I think that the Broncos defense is good. They have a real defense. Russell Wilson can still play. I think they can figure things out a little bit better with Sean Payton, and they'll be like competent. And like, I just think that people are kind of writing them off, and they've forgotten that Sean Payton's coaching that team. So we'll see. But I just out of spite, I'd like Russell Wilson to have a good year. Yes.
All right. Overhyped for me. This is easy. It's the Jets. It totally is. I don't know. I don't think people understand like how good the AFC is. The Jets went. I don't know what their final record was last year. Counts was 7-10. Is that what they went?
No, I think they
lost like 6 in a row to end the year, or something like that.
Something like that. They started the year 7-4, and they were leading the division.
Yeah, and I don't
fall apart. I don't know what their final record was though.
And I don't have the wins in front of me, but they didn't have one impressive win. I'm serious. Like they played against like
they beat the Bills once when Allen was like banged up. That was like their only good win.
Yeah. So anyways, it's that team plus Rodgers. You play in a division with the Bills, who are phenomenal, and of course the Dolphins made the playoffs last year, didn't they? So there's. Or did they not? I don't even remember, dude.
I don't think they did. The Dolphins.
The point is, they're getting talked about. Like, I think they're top.
Dolphins did make the playoffs, by the way, guys.
Okay,
they
did.
Do you not remember Skylar Thompson?
Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
Terrible. Yep.
Anyways, I think they're the third best team in that division, let alone that conference, which is absolutely stacked. Most underhyped team. This is hard. It's actually really hard. I want to say Chargers. I want to say Chargers, but I think like to Colin's point last week, I think that's just kind of a sexy answer. I will say the Ravens. I think the Ravens are a sleeping giant. I think they have a real potential to win that conference, but some people are picking them to finish third in their own division. So we'll see where the chips fall there. Overhyped Jets, underhyped Ravens.
Overhyped Bears. I don't understand any traction of them winning more than 6 games.
Love it,
fine.
Love
They're
it.
not going to be bad. I mean, they're not going to be like terrible, but any optimism of them competing for the North, I just don't see.
Hang on. I think it's a very real possibility that they are terrible, though. I do.
I don't think they will. They're not
They were the worst team in football last year. Like
they also got way better, Trent. They spent a bunch of. I'm not saying they're good, Trent. There's people talking about them competing to win a division.
Yeah. Like we talked about last time. I mean, they're over under for wins of 7.5. I think that's
it's crazy. I don't understand that at all. I think the Packers, I think the Lions, and I think the Vikings are all way better than them. So I don't get any. And I get there's a ton of optimism for Fields. Unless Fields is a generational guy and just puts this team on his back, this roster is just not that. It's just not capable to do what people I think they can do. I mean, they made some nice signings. Edmonds at linebacker, shored up that offensive line a little bit. You got DJ Moore in the wide receiver thing, but I just don't. They're not going to compete for division. The Lions roster is better, the Vikings roster is better, and the Packers roster is better. Most underhyped. I mean, last week I talked about the Ravens. I had the Ravens winning the Super Bowl, so I don't even know if I can say that's underhype. How about the Steelers? You know what?
Really? I don't hate that, dude. I don't hate that.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you just like, I didn't hate Pickett last year. He's not crazy good. He's not like whatever, but like at the end of Big Ben, he was basically like a corpse, and they were still getting a divisional round. You know what I mean? Like they're still in the division.
Oh, I got Mike Tomlin's amazing too.
Yeah, so like, and I like that defense. And if TJ Watt can, I mean, knock on wood, stay healthy for an actual season, we'll see. But I mean, I actually like the Steelers this year.
That's fair enough. I'll take it. We'll look back on this many months from now and see how we did. Let's keep it rolling with this. I kind of like how we are doing this little forecasting thing here. Let's go to college football. Let's try to do it all in one shot, just for the sake of keeping things moving along. Conference winners. We'll go.
How about this? Can I propose something on the fly?
Sure. Yeah.
Instead of conference winners, should we do playoff?
Oh,
sure. That's a good idea.
Okay,
because if we do conference winners, it's just going to be a whole mess.
I agree. Good. This is why I see it's a brain trust. We should pass the ball around a little bit. We can do that. Yes. We'll do playoff. You want to talk Heisman?
Yeah, let's start Heisman.
Let's start with Heisman. Caleb Williams. No questions asked. He's unbelievable.
How many times has he been repeat, Rabs? How many people have repeated winning the Heisman?
I figured you're asking me that. Zero.
1. Archie Griffin.
Oh,
in like early 70s. So it never happened.
Strong decade for football. The 70s.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. The Michigan and Ohio State were literally playing nobody in the Big Ten.
I just don't know. Like, who do you think is even close? Like Michael Penix,
Bo Nix,
Drake May out of UNC. If they made some noise, I don't think he's a real contender. Quinn Ewers from Texas. I think Texas is going to be really good this year.
Bo Nix.
If Oregon makes the playoff, maybe.
That's my dark horse. I'm not predicting that. I'm just saying.
I would actually pick JJ McCarthy. I hate to do it, but if it wasn't Caleb Williams, I almost think. But
Corum, Edwards, both the Michigan running backs, I think could both. McCarthy, they just don't throw the ball enough at Michigan.
That's the thing. You're right. They don't throw it enough
unless he's super dynamic with his legs. He is like capable of doing maybe. Drew Aller, kid from Penn State. I actually think my pick off the board is Nick Singletary from Penn State, the running back there. I think he was the top-rated running back coming out last year. He was fucking awesome as a freshman. I like Penn State this year. I just think he's going to have a lot of opportunities, make big plays on big stages. And if he has a Saquon-like year, I think it's hard to believe if he doesn't win a Heisman. Saquon didn't win the Heisman, though, right?
No, because Michigan State kind of
Who won the Heisman that year?
Derrick Henry, maybe. I don't remember.
No, that's not. It's whatever. But I don't know. Saquon is probably like a top 5 college football player the last 10 years, and he won the Heisman, which is funny. But
okay.
All right. Well, playoffs. You want to do that?
Yeah. Playoff a national champ. Trent, you can start.
Obviously Georgia. Again, if you don't pick Georgia out of the SEC, you're a contrarian. You just want attention. The Big Ten is more open, even though it's a 2-horse race. I'm going to take Ohio State for obvious reasons. We don't have to get into all that. I've got Georgia, Ohio State. I think USC gets in, despite kind of the weird schedule stuff and their strength of schedule, whatever. I just think Caleb
gotta play defense at some point.
Caleb Williams is that good, though, where I think they'll give them the benefit of the doubt. And then I don't like anyone out of the Big 12. I like Florida State. Go Noles out of the ACC.
That's good. I actually like that pick.
So that is my playoff. And you know what? Fuck it. I'll take the Noles to win it all. Back to glory. Back in the South.
There's a 0 shot that happens.
Good for
I wouldn't say 0.
I love it. I mean, Jordan, and we didn't mention Jordan Travis. He should be out there, the Florida State quarterback.
He had a heck of a year last year.
He's really, really good, and their wide receivers are really, really good. With they got Keon Coleman, who transferred from State, and I forgot that big guy. I think Johnny Wilson. He's like 6'7", and he's like a possession receiver for them. He's really, really good. My playoff, to be honest, I love Clemson this year. This just feels like a Clemson get right year. I think Florida State's schedule is kind of like they play LSU week 1 on Memorial Day weekend, and then like they have to turn around in week 4 and play Clemson, which is kind of like a kick in the mouth. Your season could be over after 4 weeks. You know what I mean? Like you got to be ready to play, and they got a lot of moving parts at Florida State. That's why I don't trust them. I like Clemson to win the ACC. The ACC is a joke again. It's really two teams, and then the rest are just some mediocre teams. I do like Ohio State. I just think it's really Michigan is the most talented team in the conference. They have the easiest schedule. They have to go on the road in Happy Valley. I think that's a tough test. They have to go on the road at night at Michigan State, which I think will be one of the most hostile crowds you could ever play in. And for people who are not local, I think the rivalry amped up a little bit in the last year. So that's gonna be an electric atmosphere. Michigan should win that game. I'm not saying that. They play and Ohio State. I mean, they've been embarrassed the last 2 years by Michigan. Michigan's literally kicked the shit out of Ohio State. It hasn't been close. They've manhandled them. I think Ohio State has something to prove this year, even though with new quarterback, you don't know. They're in a 2-man race there. I don't even know that it probably is going to end up being McCord in Columbus. So I'll take Ohio State to the playoff. And the SEC, I don't want to take Georgia, Trent.
I don't want to either.
I'm gonna take them. It's boring, but I'm gonna because their schedule's a joke too. Them and Michigan both have jokes of schedules. Like Georgia doesn't play anyone. So and I know Georgia was supposed to play Oklahoma this year, and with the SEC they had to cancel. Like Oklahoma during the SEC, they had to cancel that non-conference series. But their schedule's a joke this year. They'll only be tested at Tennessee and in Atlanta for the SEC championship game. And I don't love the West. LSU, Bama, and Bama doesn't really have a quarterback. LSU under Brian Kelly, they're super talented, but Jaden Daniels I just don't think he's big time. Like he can make some plays. I just don't think he's
got like pretty good Heisman odds too, which I think I don't really see it either. I remember watching him in
He's good.
State, I was never impressed.
He's good. He's just a one option quarterback. Know what I mean? Which you can win with. But you have to have elite defense. And I think the strength of that team is on the offensive side of the ball. And I just don't see him taking them there. So give me Georgia out of SEC. And so what do I got? Clemson, Ohio State, Bama. What are the two power conference I'm leaving? Because I'm
Big 12 and Pac-12.
And then I'm going to go Texas because every year the Pac-12 cannibalizes itself. I think the Pac-12 is really, really good this year. I think USC is really good. I think Utah is really good every year. Whittingham does a great job there. Oregon State is sneaky really good. Washington's good this year.
Hey, Penix, that's another potential Heisman.
Yeah. Oregon's going to be tough this year. Those are 5 really good teams in that conference. So I think it's going to be a tough sledding for USC. Big 12's not bad. TCU coming off a really good year. Oklahoma is in a really weird spot. Texas's roster is really good. You have a second-year starting quarterback in Quinn Ewers, who's the highest-rated recruit of all time at quarterback, and you kind of expect him to get the job done this year. So it's going to be Texas, Georgia versus Ohio State and Clemson. That would be a dream playoff, by the way.
That would be great.
That'd be ratings galore. And I can't believe I'm going to say this. Actually, I'm going to say Clemson's going to win the national title this year.
All right. So Collins and I
think it's going to be Clemson, Texas in the national title game.
All right. Rabs, what say you?
Oh, man. Well, I'm going to start with Georgia. I'll get that out of the way because I do – again, it's just you have to find reasons to not want to put Georgia in there. The good point about the schedule, Collins, I don't see any situation in which they have a loss.
It's literally only at Tennessee. And maybe Florida has a pulse in the greatest cocktail party in the South, whatever they call that game.
I would agree with that. I'll double down here with the Big Ten, Ohio State and Michigan, because I really just
it's very possible. It's very possible.
I just think it's going to be one of those situations where they're both going to go into that game undefeated. Ohio State literally they have to get off the mat and win that game because I don't know if Ryan Day can survive another loss to Michigan. So I feel like if Ohio State wins that game, they punch their ticket, and we're looking at a situation where we're looking at all these different teams with their resume of who's that last team in and what's Michigan's one loss to the Big Ten champ in Ohio State. That's how they get in. So I'll take Georgia, I'll take Michigan, I'll take Ohio State. I really, really, really wanted to take USC, but I agree, Collins. Like it is so hard for those teams in the Pac-12 to get out of there because now this is probably the best in totality the Pac-12 has been in a while. So by default, is Texas back? I don't know, but I just think that they're going to be able to do enough
The
to
Big
get
12
themselves
this
in.
year, they have, 4 new members this year? I think UCF, Cincy. Is it just UCF and Cincy? Might be missing a couple teams in the
I
Big
don't
12 that
know.
are
That
entering.
sounds correct. And Luke
I know that
Fickell
those are 2 teams that are entering the
Cincy.
lead this year. I think I'm missing 2 others, but it's going to be an interesting year in that league. Oh, Houston is added in the Big 12 this year, but like there's a lot of good teams, but there's no great teams unless Oklahoma, who I don't think is necessarily when they play week 5, like they always do in the Cotton Bowl against Texas. I just don't think they're going to be ready. And I think Dylan Gabriel, their quarterback, is fine. He's whatever. It's not great. So, I mean, and I to be honest, I don't love Venables at Oklahoma.
I don't either. I think he's in way over his head.
It's not even that. It's just when you try to I think Oklahoma is just in general was tired of like Lincoln Riley rubbed them all the wrong way the way he left and whatever. And I think they just immediately shifted to like, okay, fuck his whole style. We're gonna become a defensive minded team. You know what I mean? Because every time they got in the playoff, they got their ass kicked. Because you can't play that style of football if you want to win at a high level. Which I get, but Oklahoma's identity the last like 10 years has been Heisman quarterbacks and high-flying offenses. And you just completely abandon that. You're going to have to really buy in and commit to that because it's going to take some time to turn over that roster. So I still don't think they're ready to compete.
I don't know. National champion is going to be tough. I want to say Georgia, but it's hard for me to picture a team winning it 3 years in a row. And
There's been no team to win 3 in a row since 1933. You want to get?
Yeah, Georgia's done. They're screwed.
No, I'll double down because I said Caleb Williams was going to win it again this year because I just
don't know who's the last team to do it, Rabs?
In 1930, who?
33, I believe, is the year.
Texas?
Big Ten team.
Michigan.
Minnesota.
Ohio State. Minnesota. Wisconsin. Michigan State.
I wish we did Minnesota again. Like historically has like good football stuff.
Actually, I don't want to take Georgia again. I would like to take Texas.
Okay.
Because I don't think Michigan's capable of getting over the necessary humps of like playing in big games like that. I don't trust Ohio State with the quarterback situation. I could be proven wrong. I don't know anything about either of these kids. In Georgia, to me, Georgia.
I think Michigan could win a national title. The problem with Michigan is they play their whole style is, and they get away with it in the Big Ten, especially with the schedule they've been playing the last 2 years. Michigan's offensive line is fucking awesome. It's been so good the past 3 years, and they have great backs, and they play in the phone booth. They play Jim Harbaugh ball with Stanford, but when you play those big SEC and when you play like a Texas who has super high level talent, that kind of just neutralizes you, and you need JJ McCarthy to make these big plays. And I think he possibly could, but they just don't play that way. So it's hard to expect him to consistently do that. Like TCU, they get in a track meet, and he was capable of making plays, but he also threw 2 pick sixes. You know what I mean? When you're not playing that way, it's going to be uncomfortable. So, I don't know.
Yeah. All right. I guess we'll wrap up college football. We'll get into some of the other stuff that you people like to listen to. But before we get into that, a word from our sponsor. This episode of the Viral Downtown podcast is presented by Beer League Sports. Beer League Sports is a custom jersey and apparel company for the Beer League athlete. Beer League Sports knows that your competitive drive does not end after you get cut from your high school's JV hockey team or blow out your knee playing kickball. As Beer League athletes, it's not just about playing the game you love, but it's about the pregame beers in the locker room, the postgame phone call from your wife and you're supposed to be home 2 hours ago, all that good stuff. T-shirts, custom hoodies, hats, jerseys, whatever sport, whatever team, they'll make your design ideas come to life. They even actually made special jerseys for the NHL All-Star Game this last year for the American Special Hockey Association that was part of the All-Star Game. So they're a big deal. Visit beerleaguesports.com to start your custom jersey order today. Tell them that Viral Downtown sent you and you'll get 10% off your order. Again, beerleaguesports.com. Tell them that Viral Downtown sent you and you'll get 10% off your order. Okay, let's move into some of the other stuff for today. Barbie. Collins, you've seen it. Trent, you have not seen Barbie.
Correct.
I wanted to roll. Let me give my quick Oppenheimer minute in here because an incredible movie. I don't know if you guys like Christopher Nolan. I mean, made the Batman movies.
Whatever.
Obviously, you don't like Christopher Nolan or the Batman?
No, I love his Batman movies and I like whatever like, and I guess I probably will like this one more. I'm not a whole like, let me blow your mind while I watch a 2-hour movie. I would like to have and Oppenheimer's not supposed to be like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like he's a big time like twist to make you think and stuff like that, and I'm all set.
Well, this Oppenheimer is, first of all, it's a 3-hour movie, Oppenheimer, but it's not like there's no twist or blow your mind. It's like it's just
No,
it's
I
a
know.
story
That's what I'm
so
saying. I
well
probably
done.
like this one more.
Oh yeah, I saw it as soon as it came out, and then one thing I like to do for myself every now and then is go see movies on my own. I went and saw it by myself. I cried. I had so much food in that movie too. Unbelievable.
It's the best. The movies are the best.
But I watched it again by myself, and it was just as entertaining. That's a movie truly, like if I have when that movie comes out on Netflix or whatever it comes out on, like I will carve out time in my day at some point to just sit and watch that movie by myself again. Like it's just so the storytelling is so phenomenal. It's a great movie. So if you guys haven't seen that yet, I would suggest seeing it. I know we can't like there's not much to talk about if you guys haven't seen it, but also it's like whatever. People the buzz around Oppenheimer is that it was a great movie. The buzz around Barbie is a little bit different. But Collins, you've seen it.
Yeah,
I knew you were going to see this movie too.
Hilarious.
Right. Okay, so what were your thoughts?
Wait, have you not seen it? I thought you said you
no,
saw
I saw it. I saw it with my girlfriend. I saw it with my girlfriend and her friend. It was, I will say, like hand up, I'm a guy's guy, but I was looking forward to seeing the movie because I was like, this is unique, it's different, good enough cast. This, it could be an interesting watch. Like the way that the marketing behind it was tremendous. Like I wanted to go see it, and so this was my excuse to go see with my girlfriend.
I saw it with my boys. I went with 6 dudes to a movie theater. First of all, we're all wearing like sweats and like a hat, and then we show up and literally we're the only people not wearing pink in the theater because we saw it like 3 days after it came out, like on like $5 movie night on like a Tuesday. When saw Barbie and stuff, crushed 2 slushies before the movie even started. Had another one before. I loved it. It was funny. It was really funny. The part where, I mean, I'm not going to spoil it, but the musical sequence at the very end of the movie was one of the hardest I've ever laughed. So,
ever?
It was very funny. If you are a Matchbox 20 like sort of fan, that is a very funny joke.
Okay. You didn't have any.
Think that was funny, and like when the Rob Thomas parts comes, like that's just funny.
I know. I think. Look, I will be there's a lot of social commentary on this movie, and maybe we should be careful about how we tread those waters.
The people who have social commentary about it are just losers. It's a comedy. Why does everything have to be such a grandiose thing?
People got to be mad at something at all times.
It's a fucking movie. If you don't like it, just move on. It drives me crazy.
Well, but dude, it's a movie that a lot of people have eyes on. So some people are worked up about the message.
It sounds like you're worked up about it.
No, I'm not worked up about it. I said this when I
left. How dare these women make a movie?
I said this. I said this when I left the movie theater. I am not as self-absorbed and naive as a man to understand the point of the movie. I thought it was entertaining. Like it was cool.
You didn't think it was funny?
I thought it was funny to an extent. There were parts that I laughed, but like it's hard when the whole movie was just this constant down your throat about the overarching themes of like destroy the peg. That movie to me, the Barbie movie, I thought it was intended for children. It's really not. It's not intended for kids.
It's not. It's funny,
which is bizarre. It's bizarre.
There's a movie with Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling. You think it's going to be a kids movie?
Well, Collins, do you remember that like wacko Dora the Explorer movie that was for?
Well, yeah, but that's a completely different thing.
I think it's exactly the same. I haven't seen Barbie, but it was an adult. It was like a PG-13 Dora movie. Like it was like. Do you guys know?
Why did you watch that?
I didn't. Okay. I'm bringing that up as a case in point of like
Barbie ruled.
Based around it. Yeah, I don't know. Move on. My bad.
That was great. I love Greta Gerwig. Have you seen Lady Bird?
Nope.
No.
You should watch Lady Bird. Fire movie.
Okay, but yeah, It was what I like. I know it did really well at the box office. I just thought it was a little bit aggressive, is all. And I'm all for
Rabs is like, how dare they talk about me that way?
No, well, that's what I was saying was I didn't get personally offended by it. I just think the message was a little bit strong. I'm all for empowering
It's a
women.
Barbie movie. What do you expect, though?
Yeah, but exactly, it's a Barbie movie. So what is the need for this like greater commentary on life of like
I
destroying
don't
the
think it's that
patriarchy
great
is
of a commentary.
aggressive. Dude, they literally were talking about destroying the like that's what the whole
As a
thing was
joke,
about.
the whole thing was how Ken was like the patriarchy because there was horses involved.
Yeah, the Mojo Dojo.
Yeah, that was hilarious. I thought the movie was hilarious. I loved it.
Whatever, it's all good, I suppose. All right, let's talking Barbie. This is like I guess ties into sports, but this is probably one of the more bizarre things that I've heard about in a while with this Michael Oher situation. I guess I'll read a little bit about where we're at today. So I don't really know how to describe this, but Michael Oher obviously was not the star, but the story of the Blind Side movie with Sandra Bullock, Tim McGraw. Everyone knows the movie, The Blind Side. Michael Oher being the star of it from the standpoint of like this is what the movie's about. Wonderful story. Gets adopted by this family. Great football player, goes to Ole Miss, goes to play in the NFL. Tremendous. We all thought it was whatever. Like no one has been thinking about this forever. But we come to this point today, or in the last couple weeks or so, where it seems like it's all a lie. I don't really know what to make of it, and we'll discuss it. But where we're at right now, so Sean and Leanne Tui, who were like the adoptive parents of Michael Oher, I say in quotes, they're ending their conservatorship that they signed in August of 2004 when they quote unquote adopted Michael Oher after his 18th birthday. There's this whole thing about they said that it was going to be a way to make him a part of the family with the conservatorship. And then Michael Oher is alleging that he didn't get the money he deserved from The Blind Side, that the money was being withheld from him. He didn't get the money from the book. The Tui family is saying that he got every dime he was supposed to be paid, and like they don't need the money, whatever. So I don't even know how to attack this thing. I think everyone that's listening to this podcast probably understands where we're at with that. But like, I don't know what to make of it because it's like to go back if it's really true that they made him sign a conservatorship, which is like we've heard this before of like Britney Spears was involved in one. I don't know if like Kesha was like if that was the same type of thing or whatever. But like if that was true after he turned 18 to have him sign a conservatorship, that to me is a little bit fucked up. Like just adopt the kid and move on because I don't know if they knew in the back of their mind, like this kid's going to go to the league one day and make some money and we want a part of it, or this is going to be a great story to sell to someone someday. But I would have to look more into like what a conservatorship is and hear their side of it of why they made him sign that versus like adoption papers. So I don't know, but it's bizarre to me that this happened in 2004 and now in 2023, now Michael Oher is coming out being like, this is all bullshit. I didn't get a dime from this movie, which I find it really hard to believe they didn't pay him a dime for this movie. Like that's
the whole thing is that the family and the kids have gotten more money from the movie than he has.
Oh, that's what it is? Like
that's what I think he's pissed about. Well, by the way, it's very funny. It's like, oh, why would they do a conservatorship? Oh, why would these huge Ole Miss boosters want this 5-star kid in their home? Oh, I wonder why. Those people are fucking nuts in the South. And I'm not saying that they had a huge agenda for him, like whatever, but they had like the whole thing with he never liked the movie because it perceived him to be academically like dumb. Like he seemed like he was like almost had a learning disability in the movie if you watched it. And turns out like what he was saying, he was academically gifted. It was just a circumstance where he didn't have a place to stay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was athletically gifted and they made him look like he wasn't in the movie. But he said, I'm okay with the movie because it's inspirational, even though they take some chances that I don't necessarily agree with. It just kind of seems like the Tui family and first of all, I don't know what the whole situation is. I'm sure there's love there. I'm not saying there's not. And they were just trying to take advantage of him. I get why Michael Oher's like mad. I've had to hear about this movie for like, 10 years.
Movie I still watch if it's on.
Yeah, and I haven't profited at all. And it's misrepresenting the whole situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like to Rabs' point about
it makes it look like what's the wife's name?
Leanne.
Whatever. Sandra, shout out Sandra Bullock, love you, Sandy.
Yes. Oh,
But it makes it seem like she's like legit, like an angel. Know what I mean? Instead of like, it just makes him seem like he's just a part of her saving him instead of him doing like like him being an actual human being. You know what I mean? So
no,
I get it. There's definitely something there. I have no idea what, like, there's a conservatorship. At a certain age, I don't think you can adopt someone. I know what I mean?
Maybe because he was over 18 when he signed it. So I don't. Yeah, maybe
Well, I don't even know.
So like, why? Ooh, okay, I get what you're saying. I mean, like he was 18 at the time, but like,
but
yeah,
he
you're
also
right.
he played in the NFL for like 10 years, so I get why he's figuring it out now.
won a Super Bowl. Shout out.
No, but like he's a guy who's legit been in the NFL, played in the NFL for like legit 10 years, was first round pick, made a lot of money.
09 to 2016.
So what? Career. And he was in, but 09 back then, those signing bonuses for rookies, they were the highest paid players in the NFL. So he probably, I don't know what his sport check was, but he probably wasn't even figuring it. Now that he's living normal life, he's probably like, they're still getting paid for this movie. Where's my check? So I don't know.
That's fair. Interesting.
First of all, The Blind Side though is like it is like the biggest Disney like propaganda. By the way, did you know that the coach in that movie is Hugh Freeze?
Like the high school coach or the
high school coach?
The high school coach is Hugh Freeze.
That's who the guy's supposed to be. That's who he's playing. Hugh Freeze.
I didn't know. Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Good for Hugh Freeze.
Well, yeah, and Nick Saban makes a cameo in that movie. That's great.
Yeah.
So does Coach O.
So
does Phil Fulmer.
Wasn't Saban at LSU when that happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's like recruiting him to LSU.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Did they have? I think Spurrier was there. Yeah. Lou Holtz.
I don't know. Great movie though. I know the
Lou
actor
Holtz was in the movie. Yeah, he was at South Carolina.
The actor that played Michael Oher came out today or recently. I saw the story today and was like, dude, any hate that is being deflected at Sandra Bullock is bullshit. Like,
why? What that makes that's just like the typical. That's the tip of the iceberg with just people these days. Like, what are you coming after Sandra Bullock for?
Right. She gave an Oscar.
Sandy. Never.
She got an Oscar for that, didn't she? Best actress. Yeah. Well deserved.
Sandy's the GOAT. I love Sandy.
Amazing. All right, well, that's talking things not sports, kind of. Now it's time for this is what everyone wants to stick around for, the draft number 2. Again, last week was the childhood TV show draft with Disney cartoon, Nickelodeon cartoon, all that good stuff. So take a listen to that if you didn't hear it. This week we have the fast food draft. Now this could get dicey. I think this is one of those things where we don't have to lay a lot of ground rules for. We'll just as we go. When I think fast food, I think you have a drive-through. Like I wouldn't consider Five Guys.
Are we doing this because the Barstool thing this week? Did you see that?
No, Trent. This was Trent's idea earlier today.
Did you see that this week?
No.
They do a very similar thing on what's it called, Dog Walk.
Yeah.
And they did a fast food draft, and they like pit Chipotle in it.
Chipotle what?
Whatever it is, you know what I'm talking about.
So those who don't listen to the most rundown, Collins has been calling it Chipotle his whole life, and he knows it's incorrect.
And I will continue to.
He does it out of spite because he knows it's incorrect.
No, but seriously, they did it, and they were like picking fast casual places. So I'm with you. It has to be fast food.
Fast food, like Five Guys does not count.
Exactly.
Like that kind of like it has to have a drive-through window. So the categories we have to select from. So we have to select one food item. You have to name the place it's from. You have to name the item. So we'll get in, we might get into the weeds here of is it too general? Is it too specific? Whatever. You're picking a burger. You're picking a chicken element. You're picking a dessert. You're picking a French fry and a specialty item that you can only find at that store. I have a random organizer here. I guess have to trust me on this. I have all 3 of our names in it. I'm going to hit random. Whoever pops up first gets to pick what order they want to go in. We'll do the same thing as last time. So this is how it'll go. RC, TB, Rabs, randomize. Trent, you are number 1 in this list. Do you want to go first, second, or third?
I will go third.
Okay, Trent is going third. So Collins, between you and me, I will randomize. I am first. I will go first if you don't mind. Okay, so with my first pick overall in this draft, I'm going to go with the burger. And this whole thing is just going to make me sound so like just everyone's eating fast food.
Yeah,
okay?
we're all going to
people eat fast food. Don't judge. I will take first overall. I will go in the burger category. I will take the Big Mac from McDonald's. Big Mac, it's the poster child
Just
of
a
burgers.
horrible pick. Just, I mean,
what's wrong with
you
the
had
Big
the
Mac?
first pick in the draft, and first of all, I think the way that you specified the order, going burger, chicken, fried, dessert, and specialty, to not take specialty 1-1 is one of the biggest mistakes you could make.
Well, I think there's a lot of. I mean, okay, maybe I get what you're saying.
When I pick my pick, you're gonna be like, "Fuck, I fucked up."
Okay,
what are you gonna pick?
See.
The grimace shake?
Well, yeah, the apple slices from McDonald's, or the chocolate milk jug. I'm taking the Big Mac because I think this is the poster child of fast food. McDonald's is the king of fast food, in my opinion, and I think the Big Mac as like that is when I think burger and I think fast food burger. What is the poster child of fast food burgers? I think the Big Mac. It's the recognizable name from the recognizable place. I think, to your point, like I have a specialty item in mind that I don't know if either of you guys are thinking about. So I like Big Mac. That's my first overall pick, whether you like it or not.
Number 2 pick. I'm running to the podium. Running.
Okay.
Crunchwrap Supreme from Taco Bell.
I knew that was coming from you, and I'm not disappointed that I don't have it.
Well, if you're doing specialty item, the way the thing you displayed, you basically left out Taco Bell out of this thing, which is a fast food place.
Yeah.
So for you not to take specialty and not to take a Taco Bell item is crazy.
Well, I like what I have for a specialty item better. I don't think the Crunchwrap.
It sounds like you don't like Taco Bell.
Special.
Do you not like Taco Bell?
I don't dislike Taco Bell. Taco Bell is one of those things that I have to be in a really low place to go get it, and I don't want to eat it for a while. But there is a place for it. Trust me.
Taco Bell is. You got to be a low place to a Taco Bell, but McDonald's is fine. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, McDonald's is like, hey, we need something quick. We know what we're getting from McDonald's.
That's when you want Taco Bell.
But it just can get dicey. It can get messy, and it's hit or miss based on what they have available.
People don't shit their brains out who eat Taco Bell. It's a lie. It's a fable.
Sometimes
that's
they
Chipotle.
Do. Chipotle. Yep. All right, Crunchwrap Supreme off the board. Trent.
Do I get 2? Is that how this works?
Yeah, you go. You, Collins, then back to me.
Okay, I'm going to pick, like Collins said, I am running to the podium to pick the best dessert on the market, the McFlurry. Wow. I have the McFlurry, number 1 for me.
I don't hate it.
M&M specifically, but, I get the umbrella there. I get all the
I'll give you the umbrella with the McFlurry.
I get the umbrella. Number 2, I will take my chicken item, and I'm going to take the KFC pot pie. It is tremendous.
Oh, whoa. I mean, Collins, you're gonna get on me for taking a Big Mac. This you just ruined the whole draft.
Have you had it before?
No, but no one has. Nobody's had. Like, how is anyone supposed to vote on that with an educated guess? Because no one's had the chicken pot pie from KFC.
There might be a chicken pot pie.
Delicious, fucking tremendous. Lipping my lips. Licking my lips. That's what I meant to say. Okay, sorry. That's a bit of a honker. Who cares? Next, Collins, go for it.
That's fine.
Wait, explain your pick.
Explain my pick. I think it's fucking tremendous. I'm picking. Here's the thing.
Yeah, but when you're doing a chicken item in the fast food game, you would expect some sort of fried option. You go pot pie. It's a little interesting.
Or is it fried? Is it fried in there?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Healthy.
I can get down with that.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Is that what you get at KFC? I mean, honest.
Why do you eat at KFC?
KFC isn't bad.
What are you gonna? Am I supposed to pick 5 McDonald's options? Is that what I'm saying?
Rabs said he's a fast food guy, but he's a fast food snob.
Yeah, Rabs. I gotta be in a low place to pick Taco Bell, but I
probably hates Arby's. Do you
hate Arby's?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. I'll explain my pick in 10 seconds. I am choosing what I like. You guys are trying to draft like a world beater team of like what people like.
No. I'm drafting what I like, Trent.
I'm drafting what I
what's
like,
good.
but I'm a man of the people. So the people like what I like what the people
No,
like.
I'm drafting what's just right because I've ate at all these places dozens of times.
Okay, that's fair. I got the KFC pot pie and the McFlurry.
Over like KFC popcorn chicken, which do they even still have that? Shout out KFC.
Maybe.
Pretty good. What do I want to go with? No, I'm gonna go with the burger, and I'm gonna go with the rodeo cheeseburger from Burger King.
The rodeo cheese.
I don't even know what to say.
Can you describe that? Is that like
Have you ever had it?
No.
It is Burger King rodeo cheeseburger.
I just don't think
It's
that there is a
burger. You hold on, 2
Okay.
onion rings in barbecue sauce with cheese. It is fantastic.
That sounds pretty good. I could do without the onion ring.
In my humble opinion, I don't think there is a single Burger King item that deserves to be on anyone's list in this draft. I think Burger King is
how many times have you gone there, Rabs?
I never, because it once or twice was enough.
Talk to me. Don't fucking talk.
Once or twice was enough, dude. That place, I can at least tell you the one.
Shit.
The Burger King near where I live has not been updated since. It's the only fast food restaurant in America.
You would get a nice onion ring from there.
Dude, they are the only fast food chain in America that has made zero effort to improve or change or innovate anything. Like I think there's some type of government, something is not right with Burger King because
you also how many times have you ate there? Seriously,
dude, less than 5 for a reason. And Brandon Core, producer,
over 50 times.
Brandon Core, producers in the chat behind the scenes, he said that they are not the king of burgers and they just shut down a bunch of them. Dude, I'm telling you, like, I don't see anyone at Burger King ever because their food isn't edible. Their fries are bad. Their chicken nuggets stink. The burger is not good. Period. Like it's just not. There's nothing good about Burger King.
The chicken nuggets have never been good. The chicken fries are fire.
Depends.
Okay. Chicken fries are fire.
According to today.com, they're closing up to 400 Burger King restaurants before the end of 2023.
That's fine.
That tells you everything you need.
They're gonna regroup and come up better. And first of all, Burger King French toast sticks. We don't have a breakfast item on here. Burger King French toast sticks are arguably the best fast food breakfast item on the board, but we're not doing that. So
okay. That's fair. All right. Whatever the fucking thing you just picked, that's off the board.
Cheeseburger.
Tragically. Okay. So you guys, let me see. I'm going to go. I have 2 in a row now here. I am going to go because I feel like my specialty item is safe. I am going to go with a chicken item. This could be really tough for me. I'm going to go with the Chick-fil-A original crispy chicken sandwich.
Spicy.
I would say over the spicy. Just because it's tried and true. I have a great honorable mention that I'm going to circle here that I almost think that would be a pandering pick. The chicken sandwich craze was started from Chick-fil-A, in my opinion. I think the Chick-fil-A original sandwich, it is what it is. It's you can't miss, and the whole chicken sandwich craze was started from Chick-fil-A. I've never had the Popeyes one, but I wanted to go a separate route with this that I might do an honorable mention on later. But regular, original, crispy chicken sandwich. I will then come back with my dessert. Now, I want to ask you guys a question. Do you consider Dairy Queen fast food?
Yes. I say so.
It is.
It's a drive-thru.
That's also cheating because that's an ice cream place.
Okay, fair. Out on Dairy Queen, I'm going to go with the Frosty.
Like all ice cream places are fast food.
That's fair. I'm going to take the Frosty from Wendy's as my dessert.
Fair.
The Frosty, I mean, a tale as old as time with the Frosty. Just the chocolate Frosty. They try to mix it. The vanilla's not bad. The strawberry, chocolate frosty, but I will take the frosty in general as my dessert.
You know what was really, really, really good was the peppermint frosty at Christmas time last year.
Oh, dude, never had that.
It was very, very good.
I thought they brought that back, Trent.
They might have. I don't.
Is this the red one?
Yeah. But I think they're doing strawberry right now. I don't know. I just wanted to throw that in there. It was delicious.
Okay.
I can't believe this came back to me. I mean, this arguably could have been a 1-1 pick. McDonald's fries.
Okay. All right.
I mean, you have to have them. I like other fries on the board, but McDonald's fries are the king. Just so good. Dip them with all the McDonald's. I argue with it. McDonald's has elite sauces. Elite.
Yes.
Tangy barbecue, Szechuan.
Well, McDonald's has elite everything. They're just elite.
Elite. They do some things meh. There's things they don't do great. I'm not gonna act like they do everything perfect, but the fries, if you get them hot and you're able to you crush one in the car and you crush one when you get home, it's fantastic. So,
all right. So I get
two for you.
My final two here. My specialty item. I will take. Can I do like a McMuffin? Is that not allowed? Because you can only get that.
If there was a breakfast item, this is a completely different draft.
Well, okay, but I don't. I guess okay. Specialty item.
I know what, Trent. You could do a McMuffin.
Yeah, I'll allow. We could do a separate breakfast one, but I'll for the sake of it is a specialty item. I'll allow that.
Sausage McMuffin. Sausage egg McMuffin.
Okay, good. I was about to say.
Okay.
And then I've got to pick fries from somewhere, and I'm going to take Chick-fil-A waffle fries. That is
bad pick.
Polarizing pick. I don't.
Polarizing
agree
for sure.
Polarizing. Yeah.
Look, and
they're not crispy enough.
Okay, well, let's get this out of the way then, because for people are going to be screaming in the comments at us for not picking Five Guys. Five Guys doesn't count. Okay, obviously, if Five Guys counted, they'd have the number one. They have a monopoly on fries.
They do have good fries.
So I will round it out with a McMuffin as my specialty item, and I got Chick-fil-A waffle fries.
Okay, that's fair. It's a polarizing pick. So are you done with your categories, Trent?
I am.
More?
I am done.
All right. Well, please read for the people what you have selected.
For my hang on. No, I'm not done. I still have
one more go around. All right, Collins, go ahead.
I'm trying to think. I'm kind of mad at my I probably should just left Taco Bell out of this draft because I'm not going to take probably my favorite fast food item ever. Chicken. I'm going Popeye's chicken sandwich. It's superior to any chicken sandwich. You got to get spicy. It's the best bang for your buck too. That's the one thing with Chick-fil-A. You get a chicken sandwich, you're still full. You gotta get some nuggies at least. You can literally just get a Popeye's chicken sandwich meal and you're good. So I respect the shit out of that. Popeyes is also fantastic. So
never been to Popeyes. I'd love to try it.
Why are we even doing this draft? I mean,
for the people.
Never been to Popeyes.
Never been to Popeyes. There's not one near me.
Really?
Yeah, there's not one near me.
What about the one on
Telegraph?
Yeah, you haven't been to that one. That one's literally
trust me, dude.
It's a safety hazard.
Yeah, because the cars are in the lane.
It's legit crazy.
I can't get
drive
in there.
By it, you're like, there has to be 7 accidents because you're about to hop on the highway. You see the big Honda Elephant. I'm like, get on that highway, and then you're like, oh, Popeyes, that looks interesting. 7,000 car lineup.
Dude, that's the reason why I've never been, because every time I drive past it, the cars come out from the drive-through line into the road, and I just can't get in there. That's why. All right, I'll finish up my draft here. I'm going to go back to back. I have a specialty item and I have a French fry. I am going from the same place. For French fry, and Collins, you almost blew my cover earlier when you asked if I liked Arby's. I am going with the Arby's curly fry as my French fry. Thank you very much. Tigers hit 3 home runs. You get free curly fries.
Great.
And I will
sauce.
I will stay with Arby's with the specialty item. They used to call it the Arby's melt, but I believe it's like just a roast beef and cheddar sandwich. Their pinnacle premier roast beef.
Are you talking about beef and cheddar, dude?
Sure, beef and cheddar. It used to be called an Arby's melt.
I don't think it ever was. I think it was always a beef and cheddar. But
it was an Arby's melt. Maybe
I like guys who like Arby's. I'm not a roast beef guy, so I'm not gonna act like I go on that journey, but they have a nice chicken select. Their little buffalo chicken stuff they got at Arby's is pretty good too. I fucked with Arby's. I love
Jamocha
horsey
shake.
stuff. I'm not a Jamocha. I'm not a coffee guy,
Oh.
so it's not, again, not hating on it. You guys are probably gonna veto this for my dessert. Can I take McDonald's Coke?
I mean, sure. If you want, you're gonna lose. Yeah,
I just want it on my board.
Okay.
I don't think that counts. I don't think that
No,
counts.
it's not. Come on, it's not. A dessert.
I'm fine with it. I don't care.
I'm not.
But
That could have been your specialty item. I'm not fine with.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why I was mad. Toutable needed to be included, so I had to
Okay.
draft it. But sidebar: McDonald's Sprite, McDonald's Coke have saved me more than anything in my entire life.
You're like crippled hangovers.
I literally go to McDonald's and I'll get 2 Cokes and 2 Sprites when I'm hungover, large, and just leave. That's all I get, and then I drink them throughout the day.
you drink 4 soft drinks when you're hungover.
4 larges. If I'm like
sorry,
in
what?
desperate need.
Oh man, that's funny. I can appreciate that though. Everyone's got their thing.
Yeah. So no, I'm just gonna keep it simple. And the problem is their machine, it never really works. I'll just go with a McDonald's cone. They're so
Okay.
They
nice.
are very good. Very, very good.
Like if you're really like in the mood for soft serve, it's like a college cafeteria. You're like, God, I love a soft serve. But I'll go with that. The dessert menu is kind of tough. I'm not the biggest dessert guy. I will say that. When I like dessert, I like cake, and there's not a lot of cake options in the fast food business.
I love cake too. Cake,
know what I mean,
shakes,
though?
and Portillo's.
Is that or shake? Do shakes count as desserts though?
Yeah.
Oh, what, dude? I would have.
Why would a shake not be a dessert? It's an ice cream.
I don't care. You can change yours.
Strawberry banana shake from Steak and Shake.
I think your pick just got worse.
You had a shake from Steak and Shake?
Steak and Shake's fair.
I don't eat
Steak and
there, dude.
Shake's
It's
very, very
disgusting.
Yeah.
That place is awful.
Rabs is like, no one shame when we eat fast food, and Rabs is
No,
just,
I'm saying from the sake of like this makes us sound fat because of how much we know about fast food. I'm just like
I don't think you know that much about fast food, Rabs.
You believe it or not, and you wouldn't know by our body shapes, but you do know more about fast food than maybe
I was a
anyone.
fat kid. What do you expect?
So was I. So was I. So was I. I'm just saying, like, you would look at me now and go, "This guy knows fast food." I think you kind of crossed a nice barrier with like. I feel like you eat fast food a good amount, but it doesn't show.
Well, no, I don't. It's more of a like every like 6 or 7 days. Let's dial in and maybe like some Taco Bell breakfast, or like, oh, is that a Chick-fil-A? Like let's go all out.
Okay.
Yeah. The problem is, Chick-fil-A is fantastic. Popeye, you need to go to a Popeyes, Rabs. I'm being serious.
I'll try it. I'll try one.
It's fantastic. Even if you don't get the chicken sandwich, they got some good offerings. Get a 3-piece. The biscuit. Oh, that's the one thing. Trent is in like the fast food. Is there a Cookout by you, Trent?
Yep, Cookout's fun. I was gonna go 5 for 5 Cookout, but I didn't know if you guys would know what I was saying.
Cookout is maybe the most cost-effective fast food chain in America too.
It's amazing.
Cookout?
Yes.
Yeah.
The business model is they have literally everything. They have Mexican, they have burgers, they have fries, they have everything, and it's all cheap. And they're open very late.
$6.
Sure, it is cheap
For really fill you up. I got a corn dog there.
Very good. You can get like a corn dog for 99 cents. It's amazing.
Funnel cake.
Okay.
It sounds like you don't like fast food though, Rabs.
Yeah, you can tell people that. Let's just tell people that I don't like fast food.
No, but I
That's
mean
fine.
serious though, because you're like, oh, that's gross. That's like that's the appeal of fast food. When
Yeah,
like
but if I'm gonna do fast food, I'm gonna keep it classy and go to McDonald's.
It just sounds like you like McDonald's.
Yeah, everyone likes McDonald's.
Yeah,
Okay,
I love McDonald's.
I gotta make one
You
more
don't have
pick.
like any variants. Like Trent, when you're drunk and you're looking at your Uber Eats or you're walking back from the bar, you're like, are you immediately like, oh, we're going to McDonald's? Or you're like, oh, maybe I stop and get a Little Caesars. Oh, maybe I get some T-Bell. Maybe I go to Cookout. Is that how you think? That's how I think.
Yeah, I mean, I switch it up quite often, yes. But let me give my last pick, and then we can wrap things up.
Cookout is so good. I wish they had some on the East Coast.
My last pick is the burger, and I saved this because I knew neither one of you would touch it. Quarter pounder with cheese. It is incredible.
Solid.
They did the Travis Scott meal. I loved that. That was when it's a quarter pounder with cheese, but you add bacon and shredded lettuce on it, and it's unbelievable. It's amazing.
I will say this. I'm disappointed Wendy's burger was not taken. I'm a fan of Wendy's burger.
Wendy's City.
Yeah. So
no, I do. I like Wendy's.
Did we just lose Collins?
I don't know.
I think Collins is. I think his computer might have died.
That's okay. But so Trent, go through what your 5 is or whatever.
Quarter pounder with cheese, KFC pot pie. By the way, I find it hilarious that between the three of us, the chicken, no one picked like nuggets or tenders or anything. It was 2 sandwiches and a pot pie. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
But I digress. Quarter pounder with cheese, KFC pot pie, Chick-fil-A waffle fries, McFlurry, and McMuffin.
Okay, mine was I went Big Mac. I went original crispy chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A, Arby's French fries, Frosty from Wendy's, and an Arby's melt or beef and cheddar, whatever you want to call it from Arby's as well.
You know what? We'll let the people decide, of course, but I will concede. I think you just knocked me out of the water. You just completely.
I know I did. Trust me.
That was great.
With all due respect.
A great
one thing you bring up nuggets. I love McDonald's chicken nuggets, but I also in the chicken category was leaning spicy nuggets from Wendy's.
Those are phenomenal.
These are good. Wendy's also has a sneaky good chicken sandwich. I love the McChickens from McDonald's. Love the McChickens.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, McDonald's just makes good everything. They're just elite at everything. So it is what it is. I mean, we could have feasibly picked 5 McDonald's things a piece. We could have picked 15 McDonald's items, and we would have had stacked teams. So
I agree. All right, that was our draft. And I guess that concludes episode 2 of the Viral Downtown podcast. We unfortunately lost Ryan Collins during the end of this. I don't know what happened. He rage quit. He couldn't handle the pressure. So he's gone. But for Ryan Collins, for Trent Bailey, for our producer, Brandon Kaur, behind the scenes, I am Ryan Rabinowitz. Thank you for tuning into the Viral Downtown podcast. Please follow us on our socials. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, the YouTube page. This episode will be up hopefully sometime next week. We're also on Spotify. You can check out the latest episodes there. Go back and listen to episode 1 if you didn't listen to that one. That was cool. On YouTube too, because we were in person for that. So thank you guys for listening. We will see you as soon as we can. Wash your hands. Keep in touch.